I'm John from CPC Strategy, and definitely welcome and appreciate you guys tuning in today. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Amazon's sponsored products. I'm going to start off by quickly running through a bit of housekeeping before we dive into the the real meat and potatoes of the presentation. So just to provide a little bit of context first, Amazon's sponsored products is it's not a new ad program offering by Amazon. But it's recently been significantly updated. So actually, it was just about 2 weeks ago where they announced their new update to Campaign Manager. And so it's worth mentioning not to confuse this with Amazon product ads, which actually has been around even longer, and because that acts more of a CSE, taking shoppers off of Amazon into a retailer's e-commerce site. And so the significant updates I'm talking about, I'm referring to additions of automatic targeting and new placements. So what is automatic targeting? Well, before, marketplace sellers using sponsored products used to just kind of bid by keyword, and that was really the only lever but for manipulating impressions, and this is basically called manual targeting. But now, with automatic targeting, Amazon can actually surface your ads by connecting consumer queries with basically the product data that you provide in your catalog. And so the other big thing is that these ads now appear on the upper right-hand side of the SERP, Amazon SERP, as well as on the product detail pages in that kind of carousel that you see on the screen right on top of the product description. And so, I don't know how Amazon would feel about this comparison, but from our agency perspective, we're kind of likening these to Amazon's version of Google PLAs, which are so successful largely because of how accurate they are in interpreting consumer intent and serving the relevant ads to those shoppers. And so you can imagine that we're pretty excited for the future of sponsored products with these new upgrades. So I don't want to make this too long-winded, but let me fill you in first on a bit of what we do. CPC Strategy is a retail-focused search agency that specializes in product data-driven sales channels, with the main focuses being Google Shopping, text ads on Bing and Google, and it was early last month that we made our bold foray into the Amazon Marketplace. And so when you think about online shoppers, but really more specifically shoppers who know exactly what they want, you're essentially talking about Amazon and Google being the top two hubs for high-intent consumer queries. These are the two places where you need your product to be front and center for relevant searches. And so we put our resources into Amazon and Google to really present a complete retail search solution. So that's our spiel. I'll touch on more of our Amazon narrative in a bit. Sorry about that. On to some logistics. This is by far the most frequent question that I receive, so I'm saying now on the record. I know a lot of you guys have already asked this question on the webinar, but we will be recording this presentation. So we know you guys have busy schedules and the things come up, so if you need to drop off the call, you'll be receiving the recording to watch at your convenience probably sometime next week. But the benefit for staying live on this webinar will be direct access to Lindsay Green, who is the expert and representative for Amazon sponsored products, Mike Ziegler, who is a senior product manager for sponsored products, and of course our resident Amazon strategist, Pat Petriello. So at the end, or even really during the webinar, just throw in your questions in the questions pane on the right, and we'll answer it live during the Q&A. The last thing is we're trying out something new for this webinar. I'll be throwing up 3 polls during the presentation, and I know everyone says this, but we genuinely like to hear from you guys and get feedback on the relevancy of our content. So look out for those. So today our very own Pat Petriello is going to open up the presentation with an overview of product discoverability on Amazon, which is essentially the strategy behind driving shoppers to your listings. Amazon's Lindsay Green will close out today with full coverage on the new and improved program. And as I mentioned before, we'll be having our live Q&A at the end, so I highly recommend sticking around for that. Just to give a bit of background on Pat before he starts, he's one of the newest additions to our team, but has really been one of the most impactful in the few months that he has been here. Pat actually used to be a professional seller, Amazon seller himself, while at skinit.com, but then he actually went up to Seattle to work for Amazon for about 1.5 years. And so we brought Pat in to spearhead our newest offering, the Amazon Sales Acceleration Program, or ASAP for short. And it's been a pleasure to learn the ins and outs of Amazon strategy ever since, because really it's very unique. So Pat, without further ado, I'll switch it over to you right now.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate the introduction, and thank you for everybody for tuning in right here. Let me just get my screen up and going.
Yep, I can see your screen, Pat.
Excellent. All right, so as John mentioned, we're talking about sponsored products and how sponsored products impact discoverability. I think just starting from that point, it makes sense to take a step back and talk about what is discoverability. The strategy that we use here at CPC Strategy when approaching success in the Amazon Marketplace is through the lenses of buyability and discoverability. Buyability is buy box ownership, increasing the conversion rate of a detail page. And discoverability, as you might imagine, the ability for your products to be found amongst the massive sea of products that are on the Amazon Marketplace. Those are the two pillars for success, and really here we're going to focus on discoverability. So how do we couch this? Let's think of discoverability on Amazon as Amazon SEO. Most shoppers on Amazon, and I'm one of them, I bet most of you are as well, start the purchase process with a product search that's in the search bar at the top of the Amazon page. So it's very important to get in front of those searches because that is the method by which most people are finding products. We'll also keep in mind what is Amazon's incentive when they're surfacing results on the Amazon SERP. They're trying to provide the best buying experience for their shoppers. That's why they're so good at what they do. They want to provide the most relevant and best-selling offers to people who are shopping. So let's talk about the SERP a little bit more and what you can do as a merchant or as a potential merchant to influence your success there. So when we focus on sessions, we want to think about the factors that influence the Amazon SERP. When you do a search, obviously products come up, and it's not magic. There's a reason for why they're coming up and coming up in the order that they're coming up. The two elements that dictate the SERP results on Amazon are relevance and performance. Relevance is, let me think, if you search for men's sandals on Amazon, there's a reason that water bottles and iPhone cases don't show up because those would be irrelevant to the search that the user put in. The other side of that is sales performance history. What does that mean? Those are orders and those are sessions. So those are products that have been seen a lot, they've been clicked on, they've been ordered, they've essentially proven that they have a track record of success for the given search. That ties back into the incentive, right? Amazon wants to put those products in that are most likely to convert, that are most likely to be relevant to what the buyer's searching for. When we tie this all together, there's a virtuous cycle. Other than a fancy buzzword, that means when you improve a product's discoverability, meaning you get it to rank higher on a SERP, it gets more sessions, it gets more clicks, it gets more orders. As it gets more clicks and more orders, we're improving that sales performance history element of discoverability and pushes those products further up the search rankings. As they get pushed further up, they get clicked on more, they get purchased more, and so on and so forth. So there is a virtuous cycle and relationship between a product's sales performance and its ability to be discovered. So then the takeaway then here as a merchant selling on the marketplace is what can we do? What are we able to do? What levers can we actually pull, right? What's actionable for you and for your team to enhance discoverability using the inputs that you have at your disposal? And that's where we talk about product content. Product content focuses towards the relevancy part of discoverability impacts, right? So really the content fields we want to focus here are title, search terms, brand manufacturer, MPN. You might not think MPN matters, but if you think in certain fields like in electronics and auto parts, it's pretty common that potential buyers will actually be searching for a specific product by their MPN. So in those cases, it becomes more important to include that product content. For a little disclaimer about content on the Amazon detail page, and I'm sure as sellers you are very aware of this, if you're a merchant selling in a very competitive ASIN against a lot of other sellers, not all the content that's submitted by every seller is going to surface on that detail page. For example, if there's a water bottle and there's 10 merchants selling that same ASIN and 10 titles are being sent to Amazon, the detail page only has one title. So those are different data contributions. And that's how detail page content ownership functions within Amazon. With that disclaimer aside, we talk a little bit about what can you do with your titles, what can you do with your search terms, to optimize them. I mean, how can you, what changes can you make to make your products more discoverable? For titles, it's important to know that your character limit for the titles actually depends on the upload type that you're using. So if you're originating products through the Add a Product tool within Seller Central, you have a 250 character limit that you can take advantage of to leverage for your title. In contrast, if you're using a CSV flat file upload, if you're using the XMLs through your own API, or if you're using it through a third-party solution, a merchant or a channel advisor, then you have a 500 character limit. So it's important to know that your character limit actually does vary depending on your upload type. A rule of thumb that I like to use here and has been successful in the past is your title should be rich enough that your buyers should be confident to make a purchase just off the title alone. Obviously, there's more information in the detail page to back up that purchase decision, but it's a good rule of thumb to think about when you're creating titles and optimizing titles. I know it's very common to have titles that already exist from your main e-commerce site, and it becomes easy to repurpose those for Amazon. But just because it's easy doesn't necessarily make it optimized. A few other fields to consider with your titles. Brand, MPN, the description, the material, the color, the size, all those things can be included in product titles, including the item package quantity as well. So that's not the amount of available inventory quantity you have on hand, but you might want to note that a product is a 6-pack of soda or something like that. It's also useful to include an important relevant keyword in the title to get in front of those relevant searches that buyers are doing on Amazon. Now let's talk about search terms. Search terms don't surface on the detail page. Buyers won't see them, but you can impact them on the back end. You can impact them within Seller Central using your feeds. You actually have 5 fields of 50 characters each, so you have 250 characters worth of search terms that you can leverage to get in front of relevant searches. A couple tips on search terms. Duplicating terms that are in your title doesn't help you. It doesn't strengthen it to have it in both places, so you don't want to lose some of those characters by duplicating terms. If something's already in the title, you don't need to re-include it again in search terms. Amazon ignores punctuation, also ignores misspellings, so don't worry about putting in common misspellings or punctuation. You'll just be using up your character space and you don't need to be. Relevancy matters. That would seem to be pretty obvious, but obviously you want to only put in relevant search terms to your product. That's going to matter essentially in the quality for those search terms. Consider synonyms. I've seen this to be really powerful in my experience. For example, let's say pants, you might also call them slacks or trousers, or you might call sunscreen suntan lotion. So consider those when you're looking at what search term ideas can you possibly use. Also consider broad search phrases. The search term fields give you an opportunity to get creative. So while your product title or your product description might not say gifts for him or travel gear, those might be really important intent-based searches that potential buyers are using that you can get in front of using these search term fields. And also the logical ordering of search terms does matter, so keep that in mind when you're putting this together. This is also one of the areas that at CPC and as part of ASAP, our Amazon Sales Acceleration Program, we can help focus on. So we talked about what drives the SERP. We talked a little bit about the content that you can change and the levers that you can pull around that. So when should you have a session focus from a strategic standpoint? When should that be more important than focusing on buyability? Where you want to focus on sessions is where you have a high buy box percentage and low sessions. So we're going to do some quick and easy math here. Let's say you have 1,000 sessions that produced 100 orders on a given detail page, and you have 100% buy box ownership for that basin. You have 100% buy box ownership already. There's nothing you can do to raise that buy box percentage. So of those 100 orders which were produced on those 1,000 sessions, all 100 of those orders were yours. That's fantastic. Wonderful. What you can do, you can try to improve those 100 orders on those 1,000 sessions by increasing the conversion rate of the page. But where you're really going to get your biggest impact is if you can increase that top of the funnel, essentially. Get more sessions. So we want to look at areas with buy box ownership share, and the greatest thing that you can do to impact performance is to increase sessions. As sellers, just like in any other part of your business, you don't have endless resources and you don't have endless time. So it's really important to focus on the areas that are going to return the greatest for you. So we look at high buy box ownership share, order and revenue volume, and areas where there's low sessions. And that's a focus for an increasing session tactic. So within that context, where do sponsored products fit in? Sponsored products is a really great tool that, as John mentioned, Amazon has been enhancing recently, that can help you overcome the initial inertia of a new product. So let's say you have a great new ASIN, and it's really competitive and it's wonderful. But, and going back to what we referenced earlier, since sales performance history is one of the key elements in driving discoverability, and you have a new ASIN, you don't have any sales performance history against that ASIN. So sponsored products is a great tool that you can use to overcome that initial inertia and get that product right there on the first page of the detail page to get sessions. As we said, there is that virtuous cycle. So once people start seeing a product, if it's a compelling offer, if it's a high quality product at a good price, then buyers will start clicking on it more. It'll get more sessions. It'll get more orders. And then you can build momentum for that ASIN and build up that sales performance history. It's also a useful tool for boosting low exposure ASINs, just to increase discoverability on those ASINs that aren't currently getting the volume that you'd like. I'd like to mention as well here that sponsored products can be used in conjunction with FBA to increase conversion rate and buy box ownership share. So think about it. Let's say you only have 5% of the buy box on average across your catalog, and you're not using FBA. That's Amazon's Fulfillment by Amazon program. So since only products which you own the buy box can be used in the sponsored products program, you can really only use a limited amount of your product catalog in sponsored products. By using FBA, you win the buy box more frequently, you get more products in the buy box, you can feature more of those products in sponsored products, and again, you can see that virtuous cycle and the momentum build from there. Lindsay's going to talk a little bit more about where sponsored products fits in and also just about the nuts and bolts of how the program works. So I'd like to pass it off to Lindsay Green. She's the Strategic Account Manager for the Amazon Sponsored Products team.
Great. Thank you, Pat. Lindsay, I'm going to switch screen control to you right now. And just so you guys, in case you guys didn't see, I shot out 2 PDFs, both on discoverability and buyability, that we put together, and hopefully you guys find that useful. But Lindsay, I'll switch screen control to you right now.
Perfect. Well, thank you, John. As Pat mentioned, my name is Lindsay Green, and I am a Strategic Account Manager for the Amazon Sponsored Products team. Today, I'm going to walk us through the keys to success on sponsored products, as well as some recent improvements that we've launched. Here's a quick overview of what I will cover today. We're going to start with a refresher on the Sponsored Products program. We'll review newly released improvements to the program. We'll discuss how to get started using the new interface. And then finally, we'll answer some of your questions. First, we're going to get started with an overview of the Sponsored Products program. Let's take a minute to review this slide to describe Sponsored Products. Sponsored Products is an add-on service for a selling on Amazon account. Your Sponsored Products ads will appear alongside the search results. It's a program that uses keyword-targeted ads to promote your Amazon product listings. You get free impressions, and you only pay when your ads are clicked. In summary, Sponsored Products is a cost-per-click, auction-based pricing model. Next, we'll review the basic requirements for participating in Sponsored Products. You must have an active professional seller account. You must have the ability to ship to all U.S. addresses and also have a valid credit card associated with your account. Sponsored Products is available in select product categories. We'll review the categories that are currently open for Sponsored Products next. As of today, you may advertise in the categories listed on this page. This list may change from time to time. You can also access this list in the help documentation within Seller Central. There are some categories that are not available. We are continually working to develop the best customer experience for Sponsored Products so that we can add new categories in the future. As of today, you may advertise in the countries listed on this page. Again, this list may change from time to time. You can also access this list in the help documentation within Seller Central. There are a few countries that are not available at this time, but we are continually working to expand sponsored products availability. We believe that there are many reasons to use sponsored products to gain visibility for your products. Let's review a few now. First, your ads will be shown to a highly qualified audience that is very low in the purchase funnel. Shoppers on Amazon are entering very specific keywords to search for products to buy, and your ads may appear based on this search behavior. Next, your product visibility is improved with the opportunity to have your products shown on page 1 of the customer's search results. And lastly, sponsored products reporting allows you to directly measure and optimize your ad spend. Now let's review when you should use sponsored products. We'll walk through some examples that we see sellers using today. We see sellers using the program in categories where there is fierce competition. When there's a wide range of selection, getting an offer notice can really make a difference between a consumer purchasing it from you or a competitor. For example, a search for iPhone case produces over 4 million results. Sponsored products can help your offer get noticed. Similarly, other sellers use the program for new offers and also unique selection, that is, offers that only that seller has for sale. Often a great product doesn't sell because not enough customers see them. Sellers have used sponsored products not only to drive glance views to your offers, but also to increase the sales rank of your offers. The product could move from, say, the 4th page of the search results to the 2nd. The ability to promote discovery through sponsored products can really help drive sales. Other sellers use the program to drive sales of clearance, closeout, or end-of-season items. Think about last year's sale or model or other closeout offers. Some sellers will combine a clearance price with a sponsored products campaign to clear the shelves. For example, clearing out your inventory of beach toys in the fall or winter. Lastly, seasonal promotions can prove useful in capturing increased site traffic. For example, holiday promotions like back to school, Mother's Day, or Black Friday. This overview of when to use sponsored products provides some help on setting strategies for the program. Sellers can create multiple campaigns in Campaign Manager for these or other strategies. Some of the sellers I speak with are using more than one of these strategies at once. You may find all or some of these strategies relevant for your business. Now let's take a quick look at where your ads will be displayed. Amazon determines which pages your ads will appear on based on both relevance and the price auction. When your ad wins the auction, your products could appear in the sponsored products ad, which shows up at the bottom of search results starting on page 1. Another placement is on the right-hand side of the desktop search results page. This placement is above the fold so customers can see it at the very top of the search page. Sponsored products is also available on smartphone and tablet browsers within the search results. And finally, our newest placement is on the product detail page, shown below the details for each product. You're not able to bid or see performance by each placement at this time. So when you're bidding on a keyword, your ad may show up in any of the previously mentioned placements. Next, we'll be reviewing some of the major changes, Campaign Manager improvements that we've made recently. As Pat mentioned, we've made significant improvements to the program and are very excited to share these with you today. In the first major overhaul of our sponsored products UI since the beginning of the program, we are excited to announce the launch of new Campaign Manager. The new interface is more intuitive and has numerous new features we're very excited about. The first thing we worked on was improving navigation. You can see that the yellow buttons guide you through the creation of campaigns, ad groups, and keywords. We also created the ability to search within Campaign Manager. Since many sellers are creating pages of campaigns, we wanted to make it easier to find exactly what you're looking for. Now you can search within Campaign Manager for the name of a campaign to quickly find what you're looking for. In an effort to quickly scan the performance of your campaigns, you're now able to sort the columns in ascending or descending order. You can quickly look to see which campaigns are generating the most sales or have the lowest advertising cost of sale, then take action accordingly. Previously, we've provided sellers with spend and sales columns, but haven't provided a calculation to tell what the advertising cost of sale is. With the introduction of the advertising cost of sale, or ACoS metric, we calculated this for you to show how efficient your campaigns are. We also introduced inline help content, which allows you to get help understanding a term or function without leaving the page. You can also click Learn More within the help content to get even more help content. And last, but certainly not least, we're introducing automatic targeting. Sellers will now have the option to create a manual targeted campaign where you select the keywords that they would like to target, or an automatic targeted campaign where they allow Amazon to select the targeting for them. So as I mentioned, automatic targeting allows sellers to let Amazon select keywords for them. Every time a customer searches for a keyword, Amazon will cross-reference the keyword with your product details to see if they are relevant enough to serve the ad. Automatic targeting enables all relevant keywords for your products. Here are a few common scenarios for using automatic targeting. It's a great way to get started using sponsored products to better understand which keywords perform well and which don't. It also saves time when creating new campaigns, since you do not have to manually select each individual keyword. Finally, and likely the most common reason, is you want to supplement your manually targeted campaigns. Since you will gain insight into performance on all relevant keywords, you can use those learnings to optimize your manually targeted campaigns over time. Now that we've walked through some of the recent improvements we've made to Campaign Manager, we'll walk through the process of creating new sponsored products campaigns. Before we jump into how to set up a campaign, here's a quick overview of how sponsored products is structured. Sponsored products is structured into three components: advertising settings, campaigns, and ad groups. Advertising settings include your advertising payment method and account daily budget cap, which is optional. A campaign has a daily budget, start and end dates for running the campaign, and a settings for campaign type, either manual or automatic. An ad group in a manual keyword campaign consists of similar SKUs that share the same maximum default cost per click bid and the same set of keywords. An ad group in an automatic keyword campaign consists of SKUs that share the same maximum cost per click bid. You can find sponsored products to get started by clicking on the Campaign Manager within the Advertising tab of Seller Central, or by clicking on the registration link that John will put in the chat box right now. Once you've registered for sponsored products and you want to set up a campaign, to do so, you'll click on the yellow Create Campaign button. A campaign is a way to group your ads under a common advertising budget and date. A campaign consists of one or more ad groups which contain different ads and keywords. For example, you might want to create a campaign for a specific line of products, such as women's watches, for a specific season, such as summer, for a specific event or holiday, such as Halloween, or any other framework that helps you manage your ads. The essential elements of a campaign are the campaign name, start and end dates, campaign type, daily budget, and ad groups. For the campaign name, you want to assign a campaign name that is descriptive and meaningful to you. Campaign names must be unique, and your campaign name will be used for Seller Central display purposes only, so they will not be visible to customers. Your start and end dates are the dates you choose for your ad campaign to start and stop. The end date is optional, so if you do not want to select an end date for your campaign, it will run indefinitely. And although we briefly mentioned it, There are two types of sponsored product campaigns: automatic keyword and manual keyword. Automatic keyword campaigns are designed to generate more search traffic to your ads because they enable Amazon to consider all those possible relevant keywords available for your selected ads. Manual keyword campaigns use keywords you specifically select to display your ads. Amazon matches the keywords contained in your ad group to the search terms that customers are using on Amazon.com. Campaigns are made up of one or more ad groups. The essential elements of an ad group are the ad group name, maximum cost per click bid, SKUs, and keyword. Assign an ad group name that is descriptive and meaningful to you. Ad group names must be unique within a campaign, but you can use the same ad group name in different campaigns. Your ad group name will be used for Seller Central display purposes and will not be visible to customers. You will then need to select products you would like to advertise within this ad group. You may search by product name or SKU to find the products you're looking for. The cost per click bid is the maximum cost per click you're willing to pay when someone clicks on your ad. We will never charge you more than this maximum bid, and your cost per click might actually be lower than your cost per click bid. Remember, never bid more than you're willing to pay for a click. If you select a manually targeted campaign, you will also need to select keywords you would like to run your ad with. Sponsored Products provides suggested keywords which you can select to use, or you may type in your own keywords. Sponsored Products wants to provide full transparency into performance for your campaigns. As a result, we offer a multitude of different reports for you to download. If you visit the Reports tab in Seller Central, then click on Advertising Reports, you can generate all these listed reports. Each one will describe how you can best use it to learn more about your campaigns. And here's a quick tip on how to maximize your ad's chance of receiving an impression. You should ensure you're winning the buy box, use relevant keywords, bid competitively, set budget to ensure your daily budget does not expire, and ensure your listings are complete and accurate using title, brand, description, bullet points, and general keywords. And finally, we're very excited to announce that all new unregistered sellers can sign up now through September 30th to receive a $50 click credit. The click credit will be automatically applied to your account so you can launch your campaigns immediately. And now we will go back to John, who I believe has some questions from the chat box.
Thank you, Lindsay. Definitely excited to see the program develop and really the type of volume that we'll see in Q4. So yeah, just a full disclosure, there's a lot of questions here, so I don't know if we'll get to all of these, but I'll definitely follow up with you guys in the recording email to answer the questions that we don't get to today. So the first question really is actually from me, and you brought up the available categories page, Lindsay, and we've gotten some feedback in the chat box. But essentially, you mentioned in the eligible categories section, you didn't mention jewelry, apparel, or cameras as available categories. What does it take to get approved in these categories? Is there a roadmap for these?
Hi, this is Mike. Yeah, all of those three categories are currently gated, and they're restricted access in terms of which sellers can use those. And we go through a kind of a rigorous criteria to select sellers who can access those, and we reach out to those sellers directly when they do become eligible. They're not more broadly open today because we're different categories have different search experiences, and we want to make sure we deliver the best search experience for ultimately the end customer who's searching in a particular category. And so at some point in the future, we do want to continue to make those systematic improvements so that we can open up those categories for everybody. But for today, those are restricted, and we don't necessarily have a defined process or a way that you'd be able to contact us directly. We do notify those sellers when they are enabled for those one of those three categories.
Cool. Thank you, Mike. Kind of switch over to you, Pat. Actually, there was a lot of feedback on your slide with search terms specifically. Sure. Talking about duplicate words in those search term boxes. I think you mentioned those 50 characters max for each line. I guess are duplicate words like gift multiple times within a single line, do those get counted? And also same with commas and punctuation.
Yeah, no, that's a good question, and the reason I bring it up is because you do have a limited search term character field space. So, right, you want to use all of it, and you want to make sure you're using it in the best way that you possibly can. So the reusing words in a search term field and not wanting to do that is really not wanting to reuse those terms that are already in your title. Because we talked a little bit about that. That title is already being indexed for search within Amazon Search. So if your product name already has a given word in it, you don't necessarily need to repeat that word in your search terms. There's no value of doubling up. It's not as if that's it makes that keyword twice as strong or twice as relevant. I would say one piece of advice there, for merchants who are potentially looking at the content that they already have on hand and looking for inspiration or ideas on what would make for suitable search terms, is to look at their own descriptions or look at the product features, and they can take a little some inspiration from that to use as ideas for search terms. And again, I know I already mentioned it when I was speaking, but to be a little bit more creative and think, it's sort of the golden rule of e-commerce, right? Is you put yourself in the customer's shoes, think what they're searching for, get your relevant products in front of that search.
Cool. Thank you, Pat. And kind of on the theme of I guess doubling up, Mike, to kind of throw it back your way, have a bunch of questions on, I guess, on running concurrent campaigns, so running both a manual and an automatic campaign for that given ASIN. I guess there's concern about whether that kind of drives up CPC, or are you competing against yourself?
Yeah, no, you're never going to compete against yourself. In the auction, you're not going to be bidding yourself up. We think an ideal concurrent strategy for advertising the same SKU or same product that's in both a manual campaign and an automatic targeting campaign would be, you've got your head keywords, what are popular that drive known impressions and volumes and typically have a higher bid. Mm-hmm. We think that's great. Have a campaign that is bid very specific to those keywords, and like I said, you're targeting those large volume queries, and there's a little bit of a kind of a proven track record of how those are going to perform. Then we recommend creating a complementary campaign, advertising those same set of products or SKUs, lower your bid or provide a more conservative bid, potentially even as little as 10 or 15 cents. And thereby, you're getting the benefit of targeting all of those torso and tail keywords, so that that same SKU is bidding competitively against head keywords that have large volume on Amazon, and then you're getting torso and tail keywords. Although they convert maybe at a lesser rate in terms of a sale, because you're paying less, your return on investment that would be measured in the advertising cost of sales column, they'll perform quite well. So we've had a number of merchants over the past couple of weeks, or since we've had this feature in beta for a couple of months, and this has proven to be pretty successful.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Pat, throw it back your way. Question specific to your presentation. There was concern. Greg actually asked. I get frustrated spending time with product discoverability. I think he's referring to really product content when everything that I put on, when I input into Seller Central, it doesn't surface, and so. I guess he's basically saying he's inputting good content, product content, and it's not surfacing. Is this contributing to his competitors' advantage? So it's kind of just speaking to product content submission strategy.
Sure. No, it's a good question, and it's a really common point, a really challenging point for merchants, especially merchants who are selling competitive ASINs where there's a number of different offers against an ASIN. I mean, there's even situations where I've seen over 100 offers for a single ASIN. So if you think just about the way that Amazon's structured and the way that products are featured on Amazon, there's no seller-specific detail pages. They're all product-specific detail pages. So I keep using my water bottle example. If there's that water bottle and there's 100 sellers and one of those sellers is featured in the buy box and there's 100 other sellers or however many other sellers in the more buying options box, there can be data contributions that are coming from all of those sellers. Now, there's multiple data contributions, there's one content page. And it can be frustrating if you are one of the sellers who, in your estimation, you're sending in higher quality content for that detail page, and it's not surfacing. There's no person at Amazon who is sifting through all these and deciding, okay, I like your title, and I like this other seller's description, and I like your bullet point. That's happening algorithmically, so systematically on Amazon. And the content that you're seeing can even be a composite, so a title from one seller and a product feature from another seller is being used as Amazon system determines what the richest content is, because again, their incentive is to provide the highest quality detail page. That's going to increase the likelihood of a conversion and put the highest content out there. So if you originated a detail page, if you're the first seller to ever sell an ASIN, you own that content on day one, but it is dynamic, so if you drop off, you're not selling that ASIN for a while. Components of that detail page can be owned by another seller. There are some things around the Amazon's brand registry program called GSID. That's for branded manufacturers, where you can have a greater control of your detail page content for brand manufacturers. So Amazon have put programs in place to try to allow you to do that. But I think really the takeaway from this is just to keep that in mind with your content strategy. If you know that there's 100 other sellers and the likelihood of your content surfacing on that detail page is very low, it might not be the area where you'd want to focus your efforts as a high priority, because it might not even surface. You might not get good return there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pat. Lindsay and Mike, feel free to jump on this one. And I guess Tony asked, I'm only winning the buy box about 50% of the time. Can I still use sponsored products? And I guess that's a concern I've seen in multiple questions, is kind of how buy box percentage or ownership share affects your eligibility for this program.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and take that one. You are able to use sponsored products even if you're only winning the buy box a certain percentage of the time. We will only serve the ad when you are winning the buy box. So if you're winning the buy box 50% of the time, then we're going to look every time that we call your ad to make sure that you're winning the buy box at that specific time. We don't want to send customers to a product detail page when they click from your ad and you're not winning the buy box. So that's definitely a common concern. But even if you're only winning it half the time, you can add it to a campaign. And like I said, we'll only serve it when you're winning.
Cool. Thank you, Lindsay. And I guess to extend upon the note that that these sponsored products are getting new placements, on the upper right hand of the SERP and also on the product detail page. I guess twofold question: can you see specific analytics by placement? So my upper right hand ad is doing really well, but my product detail page ad is not. And I guess can you bid differently on those placements?
This is Mike. No, we do not today provide insight to you on volume or activity by placement type, nor do we allow you today to bid differently by placement type. What we do, or we are doing, and we had this in a newsletter a couple of months ago, is that when we launch a new placement type, we dynamically adjust the winning bid that it takes to get that particular placement. So for example, when we launched mobile, if we generally see that a conversion rate, meaning a click that converts into a sale, converts less or converts differently on a new placement versus the existing placements, we'll automatically adjust what we charge you for that click. So this is just an example. This isn't our actual change percentage, but just give you an example. If a mobile click results in a sale, a mobile display placement results in a click, let's say half the time relative to a desktop search placement click, then we would only charge you half the rate. So for example, if you won that auction at 10 cents, we would only charge you 5 cents. And we do, so there's a little bit of a smart pricing involved. So we're really to your benefit making those adjustments automatically, and potentially in the future we would provide that insight or turn over those controls directly to a seller.
Makes sense, Mike. Actually, Mike asks, I guess what factors other than keywords play into that overall auction in terms of bidding?
Can you, in what regard, I'm sorry, can you say the question again?
Word for word, it's what factors other than keywords play in the bidding auction.
Okay, yeah, so really to win the auction, we need to make sure that the ad has a good click-through rate and a competitive bid. You know, a good click-through rate suggests that the ad is relevant to the customer. A higher bid can make up for a lower click rate, but again, we never bid more than you're willing to pay for a click. So, there is an estimation in terms of click-through rate, and so it's a combination of bid and the competitiveness or the click rate that we're seeing historically on that particular ad that play into the auction.
Cool. Pat, kind of throw one back your way. Jessica asked, you mentioned kind of in the overall strategy of increasing sessions and running reports to analyze those, I guess, how can you leverage reports or, do different things with them to know when to focus on increasing sessions?
Sure, no, that's another, in your Seller Central account, all right, it's under reports, business reports, and then within the business reports section of your account, you can look at those aggregate KPIs, those key performance indicators, so you can look at your sessions, your page views, your orders, your revenue at the aggregate level, but beneath that there's also ASIN level reports. So the third one down under those reports, that third ASIN report is detail page sales and traffic by child item. So upon pulling that report, and I would suggest probably doing that for the last 60 days, could go 90, but I typically stick to 60 just because things change so quickly. So you can download that. You can do a quick filter or sort to see where your highest performing products are by orders, see where your products are. You can include buy box in that report as well. So you can look at the intersection of high buy box, low sessions, and identify the areas where the greatest impact that you'll have in performance is to increase those sessions. And that's really going to be the analytical way that drives that tactical decision. Again, all of that comes from data. One of the most frustrating things about trying to enhance your performance in the marketplace is when you feel as a seller that you're just hitting buttons and hoping that things happen the way you want them to happen. So there's a way that we can do it. It's a really thoughtful approach and that gets the most bang for your buck and the highest ROI in your time.
Awesome. Thank you, Pat. Lindsay and Mike's way. I guess kind of a two-part question. One, how do you determine which keywords to use for automatic targeting campaigns? And second, I guess in general, what kind of keyword data do you guys provide within that campaign manager?
Yeah, so this is Lindsay. I'll go ahead and take that one. So every time a customer searches for a keyword, we cross-check the search term with your product information to see if there's a relevant match. So whenever there's a match in relevancy and bid, then we'll serve the automatic targeted ad. And then you're able to see any keyword within an automatic targeted campaign that generated a click within Campaign Manager. So we have what we call an automatic targeting report. We're able to download the report to see how many impressions, clicks, sales, spend, a whole bunch of different metrics across the board for each keyword so you can understand what's performing and what's not.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you. Pat, to throw one back your way. Good mix of questions here. Jessica wants to know, she says, word for word, I found that with the detail page traffic reports, there's a limit to the number of SKUs you can pull information on. I guess, do you know any way to pull reports for 40 to 50,000 SKUs? I guess it's relevant to you, Pat, since you actually work with a lot of SKUs that skin it.
Yeah, that can be cumbersome when you're trying to extract those reports from Seller Central manually, just using the CSV download. When you start getting to that level of volume too, I mean, really once you get over that 60,000 limit too, you even start to see some issues with Excel performance as well. So really the best thing that you can do there is you can utilize Amazon's APIs. So essentially, and for those of you not familiar with APIs, that's just system-to-system communication, where you can pull those reports dynamically, and you can do that directly to Amazon. I mean, it does take a development effort, or it's part of the reason that those technology solution providers are out there, and they provide services around that, and the ability to extract reports, especially for really large catalogs. It's actually one of the things that we do, and kind of one of the areas that we provide value at CPC here is just a knowledge of those different technology partners and kind of where they fit into play depending on the specific needs of a merchant. So, but that's really the tactic that you'd have to go through to pull those reports at once, unless you want to manually pull chunks and staple them together, which isn't always the best.
Great, thank you, Pat. So I guess one of the big themes with sponsored products and kind of how their service now is that there's this interplay between organic and paid results on the Amazon SERP now. And so I've seen a lot of questions about that in the chat box. But I guess for Lindsay and Mike, you know, Steve asked, if I have active ads in sponsored products, will my natural search placement on, I guess, organic placements on Amazon improve?
So anecdotally, some merchants have reported that sales driven by sponsored products have contributed to natural search ranking improvements. It's not something that we can guarantee, but we have heard that from some of our sellers.
Great. Thank you, Lindsay. Pat, or really, I guess it's either for Pat or Lindsay or Mike. Pat, since you've used sponsored products in the past, I guess within Campaign Manager, can you see the most relevant search terms for your types of products, not necessarily your the items that you sell?
Mike and Lindsay, you want to start with that one, or?
Yeah, this is Mike. We don't. We show you, well, when you're creating a manual campaign, we provide a list of recommended keywords, or that, you know, suggested keywords that you could select from, or if you can add your own, or in the automatic targeting. We don't give you, we don't provide any insight in terms of the, you know, how relevant or what the different quality by different keyword. You know, we don't actually provide that information.
Cool. So, I mean, it's noon right now. Literally, there are dozens of questions I didn't get to, and so I'm basically going to categorize these and make sure that I'm not re-answering questions. But you know, I'll work with Pat and Lindsay to answer all these questions and send that out to you guys ASAP. But yeah, that'll just about do it for us today. I know that you guys, you know, once you guys dive into Campaign Manager, there may be some more questions that pop up. So you know, feel free to send anything directly my way at john@cpcstrategy.com, and you know, yeah, I'll do my best to get back to you. Pat, Lindsay, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, this past thing is just a really exciting opportunity, something that we think is going to be really powerful, and the ability to differentiate yourself as a merchant from other merchants who either aren't using this or aren't optimizing this is huge. So from our standpoint and for the sellers who we're working with, really exciting opportunity.
Yeah, and this is Lindsay. Just wanted to say real quick, thank you to CPC Strategies for setting this up, and also thank you to everyone who joined. We're super excited about the new improvements and welcome any feedback that you guys have while setting your new campaigns up.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Have a good one, everyone.